What's the best game ever?
Gotta be Mario Galaxy.
The Last of Us.
Overwatch.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Halo.
Lego Indiana Jones 2: The Adventure Continues.
It's a hard question.
From arcade classics to first-person shooters, fighting games to RPGs, in each episode we'll take on a new genre. Will your favorite make the cut? No matter who you are, everyone has their favorite game, the one that stands out from the rest, the one they consider the best game ever. This episode, action-adventure games. Action-adventure games are all about immersing you in another world. Whether you're exploring dungeons in a fantasy land or conquering crime bosses in an urban jungle, these games whisk you to another place and set you loose.
I left the gang after the gang left me.
Best game ever, in my opinion, as far as game changers, I'll say Grand Theft Auto.
Gangsters.
I really love Grand Theft Auto just because of the ultimate story, the adventure.
We would see if they'd be able to touch me. I got some moves.
It kind of can be whatever you want it to be. You can just go nicely steal a parked car and just take a Sunday drive through a city, which by the way is exactly Los Angeles, which is nuts. It's so perfect. Or you can go full on nutso and go on like a killing spree, rob people, and go to strip clubs.
I'm thinking 3 would not be a crowd.
It was the first game where you could kind of run forever. Like usually if you're running left to right or whatever, you steal something from someone or you beat up a guy and you run left to right, you really have as far as the screen will take you and that's it. But with GTA, it was this open universe where you were like, I'm literally miles from where I just killed that woman.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Wow, this is revolutionary.
You like?
Yeah, I like.
Grand Theft Auto it tells you what humanity really is and wants to be.
It's just like a gangster game, you know, it's fun. You can pick up a prostitute in the game, and if you roll slow enough up, she then gets in the car, and you go to a dark area, and the car then starts like moving up and down. And then when she leaves, she takes some of your money. You can then kill her and take your money back.
It's horrible. I feel so bad saying that, but I mean, that's the game.
I think that can happen in real life too, but then you get arrested and go to jail.
Remember, no one messes with my girl.
I mean, it was just mind-blowing to be able to drive through the world of Grand Theft Auto and see like, oh, there's the Griffith Observatory, or like, oh, that's the Greek Theater. Like, it's like actual landmarks.
And I think that's what made Grand Theft Auto the biggest is like the location factor. They really like brought you to New York on the first one, and on the second one they brought you to Miami. And the third one they brought you to LA, like in the hood, it really felt like LA.
They actually had real landmarks and real places. So you were driving in a city. So if you happened to live in the city or visit the city, that was the coolest thing ever, that you were really just driving in your virtual city that you live in. And sometimes I'm pretty sure I saw people that I knew and I would run them over with a car that I had stolen.
While the GTA franchise holds the crown for addictive mayhem on familiar grounds, another action-adventure game takes us to a different type of open world, one where everything old is new.
This is the land of opportunity, mister!
Red Dead Redemption perfectly toes the line between movie and video game to a degree that's like insane.
Taking the theft auto concept and turning it into a horse theft concept, so to speak. The fantastic potentials for exploring what it was like to exist in the Wild West, to see where the LAs and the Vegases, the land that sprouted up from, is an amazing thing. And to understand while it was wild, to be a bandit or to be a renegade is a very interesting thing to explore.
And for that reason, I think it is by far the best version of that kind of game that they could ever make.
And who are you, gringo? I'm no one.
In Red Dead Redemption, you play as a character named John Marston, who used to be an outlaw and is now sort of on the path of good.
You wanna risk it?
And you're essentially being a cowboy in the Wild West. There's unlimited things you can really do. You can ride around on your horse, just enjoy the beautiful sunsets. You can hitch a ride on the train.
You don't even want to go do whatever you want. Even though you can do that, you want to know more of the story. You care about the characters. You care about your character.
Looks like things is about to get settled once and for all.
The game is really awesome because it really captures the feel of being in the Wild West.
I was walking through a wooded grove when all of a sudden I heard a roar, and I turned around and a grizzly bear was right behind me. It slaughtered me with one hit, but it was wild because I didn't even know that was possible. I didn't know bears were in this game.
You think you're near the end of the video game, but you're not. you're less than halfway through the video game. There's another half of the map. I've been on less than half of the map. There's so much more story. And I remember being so excited for more and just emotionally feeling so ready to get revenge and get my redemption.
You are the bounty hunter, huh? Perhaps you come to hunt me, huh?
As Red Dead Redemption taught gamers how the West was won, the one-of-a-kind action-adventure of BioShock sent ripples across platforms.
Now would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a...
So BioShock is like a post-apocalyptic kind of world under the sea. And I didn't make it all the way through, because it's a scary game, and I'm scared of it.
You have special powers. It's kind of steampunky in a way, but feels kind of like retro throwback sci-fi in a sense.
You want to talk about a game that just completely screws with your head. BioShock is that game.
It takes place in underwater cities, floating megalopolises, and it takes you all around the world and always injects some weird politics and science into its storytelling.
Where the great would not be constrained by the small.
BioShock is a great example of complex storytelling wrapped up in really amazing gameplay. That's the perfect video.
You wanted to explore, you wanted to find new plasmids to gain special powers.
When you first meet your first Big Daddy, you don't know what the hell to do.
Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's an angel.
One of my favorite things to do is to lure my enemies into a pool of oil. Oh my God, who left that there? And then suddenly let loose a burst of flaming plasmid and watch them light up like a bonfire.
You can never go wrong being able to light on fire.
Thanks for watching. Did our list beat the final boss? Or was it just a side quest?
Resident Evil, those games were brutal originally. They were very difficult, very challenging.
Crawl out of one hole and into another.
I cannot play Metal Gear Solid without killing somebody. Even after they're on the ground sleeping, I turn around with the gun and I pop them. I pop them straight up.
Let us know in the comments what you think is the best action-adventure game ever. Make sure to follow Best Game Ever on Facebook and share this episode with your friends. Next week, gather your party before we venture forth to name the best role-playing games ever.